Hey everybody, I have the coolest quote that I just read. I'm reading this book by Dan Kennedy. I don't remember the exact title. It's like the No BS Guide to something, 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 but it's all about making presentations. And this quote like hit me like a ton of bricks because it actually affects a couple of things that I'm working on right now with some different people and some different clients that will go unnamed. But the quote is, "A change agent can only affect change with change makers," right? So a change agent can only effect change with change makers. And here's what's cool about this. So what I want to do is I want to break that quote down basically into three parts. What we have is we have the change agent, we have the change maker, and the actual affecting change. So who is the change agent? In many cases, this could be you. If you are trying to sell or offer or market anything in any way, you are the change agent. And this implies, that, whether you're called to make change, you're tasked with making change, it is your job to introduce ideas, information, concepts, products, services, whatever those happen to be, in order to bring about a change with the person that you're working with, right? And so that's basically your purpose if you're marketing or selling. Now here's the tricky part. A change agent can only affect change with change makers. So you've got to really think about who are the change makers. The cool or interesting thing that I've been thinking about in terms of this is, a change maker has to be ready, willing, able, kind of entirely ready to be able to make that change, right? So what did I write down here? They have to be ready, open, willing, able, and ideally predispositioned to bring about change. You can have the best change agent with the rock solid ideas, like foolproof, absolutely no problem, and then you give them to someone who is not ready, willing, able, open, or predisposed to make change, and they're just gonna fall flat. It's why you can take the exact same marketing plan, right? Or the exact same marketing strategy and principles and tools, etc., and give them to two different people and get two different outcomes because the second person isn't ready. If they're not ready, willing, open, able, predisposed to make change, you're just not going to get anything from them. So it's really important to think about when you're doing your targeting, right? You need to be thinking about, is the audience that I'm targeting predisposed, ready, willing, able? Do they have the resources? Do they have the time? Do they have the tools? Do they have the mindset, et cetera, in order to take this gift that I'm giving them in terms of I'm going to tell them how to change, or I'm going to give them a service or a product or whatever that happens to be. Are they actually ready to act on it? Because if they're not, it's a waste of time and there's dissatisfaction on both sides, right? So the third part is affecting change, right? That requires cooperation from both sides. The change agent has to introduce the offer, right, that the change maker actually wants and is inclined and predisposed to be able to take them up on, and then you will bring about the actual change, right? So here's what I'm thinking about in terms of you. Actually, there's this great quote that Dan Kennedy pulled from the Bible. I'm not a huge Bible reader, but it's a great quote. Use them when you need them, right? And it says, if you cast the finest seeds onto hard, infertile ground, nothing will grow, right? So think about the change agent. The change agent can cast the finest seeds into hard, infertile ground, and nothing will grow. But even the most ordinary seeds cast upon rich, soft, open, fertile ground can grow bountiful crops, right? So your task is to find that rich, fertile ground to throw your seeds in. Your seeds don't even have to be perfection, but if you find the right change maker who will take what you give them and transform that into the result that they actually want, then you've got a really winning equation. It just makes me think a lot about, I consult for a living, I work with all sorts of clients, and I've got, as everyone does, varying levels of active change maker in my clients. Most of my clients hire me because they want to change, they want it fast, and they know that I've done this before and I can give the advice to help them. You know, other ones, frankly, are sometimes skeptical. If I don't know them well, or if they haven't, you know, don't know me by reputation or know me because of someone else that I've worked with, they might be skeptical. And here's the reality, and I've actually spoken about this before. Those folks are going to be harder to work with because they aren't fully ready, willing, and able. And so it's just something I've been thinking a lot about. So here's my question to you, right? If you're the change agent trying to bring about change with your customers, your clients, through your products and services, et cetera, think really, really hard about who your change makers are on the other side of the equation. Now, if you are trying to get change, you're trying to bring about change in yourself, in your business, whatever that happens to be, what I want you to think about is, what are you doing to make yourself ready for that change? Right? Are you setting up the conditions and being open and ready to either follow the advice or use the tools and services that you're being given? Because if you're not, then that's on you. I mean, one of the things that I learned is I give my best advice to clients, and the ones that take it have great results, and I'm happy for them when they succeed hugely. Others don't implement, right? They don't take the advice, they don't implement. There's absolutely nothing I can do about that. Right? That was probably a wrong choice in terms of who the change maker was on the other side. So here's the thing. If you need to bring about change in your marketing, right, whether you're the change agent or the change maker, you have to go download the marketing canvas, right? It's absolutely free. We've been talking about it. Like, this is the way that everyone that I have worked with gets results, because it's a very sequential, logical steps to get through all of the things that you need to do to predispose yourself to find the right people to market to and take your gifts, your products, and your services. So go download that at thefreemarketingcanvas.com. I'm sorry, go download that at freemarketingcanvas.com, and you'll have that, and there's a guide to help you through it. And that's what I have for today. I'm gonna say it again. I want this to stick with you. A change agent can only affect change with change makers. That's so good, isn't it? All right, go out and make some change. I'll see you next time.